So I was literally in the pasta line registering for my senior year classes. So please don't be like me. Use this video, use these tips so you can prevent a lot of unnecessary stress. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha, and if this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe. So today I wanted to start off my college series. So currently I'm an RA, I'm a tour guide, you know, I'm a senior, I've done it all, so I feel like there's just so much valuable information. And especially after being a tour guide and an RA, I feel like there's so many things where I come across the same kind of questions or the same kind of misconceptions, and I just feel like I have a lot of knowledge that I should share with you. So I think this video will be really fun. I'm just gonna, you know, talk to you all about things I think you should know, especially if you're a freshman. But even if you're not a freshman, I think this video will be really good for you because it will give you an idea of like what you're getting yourself into. And I'm gonna try my best to cover as many things as I can. I made a list, but I know I won't be able to get to all of them. But I'm definitely trying to focus on not just academic, but the social side of college, you know, friends, maybe even dating. Like, you know, college is really more than just academics, even though that is the most important part. So I just want to make sure that everything gets covered, and I really hope you enjoy this video, and let's get into it. So my first piece of advice is something that you probably don't want to hear, but you do not need to pack or buy everything when you're moving into college. And I know right now, any freshman who's watching this probably has spent hundreds of dollars already, probably has many suitcases and boxes. You know, you're probably gonna have like 10 carts worth of stuff. You don't need it. So I feel like, you know, coming into college, I also had that misconception that I had to buy everything. But, you know, I feel like we tend to forget because, you know, the excitement and like, you know, we're going to college, we're moving away from home. We tend to forget that they still have stores over there. Like they're still gonna have a Target, they're still gonna have Walmart, there's still gonna be delivery, so you can order stuff from online and bring it to you. So, you know, something that a lot of freshmen struggle, including me, you know, when we're moving in, is that we just have so much stuff, and like you're up and down the elevator, up and down the stairs, and you really don't need it. You know, like now that I'm a senior, I didn't even really do school shopping. I'm just gonna buy whatever, you know, is a necessity when I get to school. I just feel like that's something I learned along the years. Like you can definitely pack light, because half the time you're not even gonna use all the things you bought, even if it's like snacks, like things like that. I definitely think you should just wait till you get to college and then see, like, you know, feel out what you actually need. But for the most part, you don't need to buy a bunch of stuff. So the next thing is something that's also really important for everyone who's going to college, at least away from home, and it's definitely about roommates. So being an RA, I feel like I know all about roommates and I know all the things that you need to know. So I think the most important lesson that I've learned, like whether it was having a roommate or being an RA, is that you need to have an open discussion with your roommate about boundaries. So, you know, when you move in, everything's all happy, everything's all great, you know, everyone's excited, and you think, you know, they're gonna understand what I mean, they're gonna know what my boundaries are. But to be honest, like these people don't know you from anywhere. You know, they came from a different place, you were all raised differently. So I feel like it's really important to just, you know, be very vocal, obviously in a respectful way. But, you know, if you're someone who doesn't like to have, you know, significant others in the room, or you don't like to have garbage left in the room, like whatever it is, I think it's just important to like really set those boundaries. Because a common issue that I have seen as an RA is that typically like there was like lack of communication, you know, for students, because they just thought that the person would know what they like and don't like. So one thing my school does, and I don't know if every school does it, but RAs give roommates an RA contract. So what that means is that in that contract, you're gonna say everything that you do like, that you don't like whether you need a quiet room to study, whether you're someone who likes to socialize, like bring your friends, don't bring your friends. Like I think it's really important to do that the very first day you meet, because it will set the tone for the rest of the year, and it really will save a lot of roommate conflict that can be, like, you know, easily preventable. Okay, so now I want to get into the academic side, because at the end of the day, you're coming to college for school. You're there to get your degree, to get whatever job or whatever career you're trying to pursue. So, you know, school is the most important thing. And I think the most important rule out of any of these that I've probably learned in college is organization. So organizing yourself is going to save you so much trouble in college. It's gonna prevent you from missing deadlines. It's gonna always keep you ahead. Like it's really important, and especially if you're someone who wants to start off with a high GPA, who wants to make sure that you're on top of everything, then you definitely need to be organized. So one thing that I know I buy every year, even though I'm not gonna lie, I don't use it throughout the entire year, is a planner. So I got this planner from TJ Maxx. It's really cute. The cover says a girl should be two things, who and what she wants, by Coco Chanel. bougie vibes. So this planner, I specifically bought this one because it was $10 and it has like stickers in there, so you know, it would be like really fun for like, you know, to like put them when you finish a deadline, or you know, like it has like quotes and like the tabs and colors, like every month has a new quote. So this month is whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. You know, corny little quotes like that that will like actually motivate you to write in the planner. But I did notice, especially when things became online, Google Calendar became my best friend because it's just so easy, because I also have it connected to my phone. So whenever I have a deadline, it will remind me sometimes 30 minutes before, an hour, 5 minutes when it's due. Like it definitely sends those reminders, and it has everything like there for me. So it's gonna have my RA duty shifts on there. It's gonna have tour guide shifts that I have. It's gonna have papers that I have due. Like it's just gonna have everything in that one place. So I really find that useful. And it's definitely important to write all of your deadlines, because last semester when I was registering, I didn't realize that my registration was that day, and I swear I was in a pasta line waiting to get dinner, you know, in the pasta line, and I realized like, oh my god, I have registration today. So I was literally in the pasta line registering from my senior year classes. So please don't be like me. Use this video, use these tips so you can prevent a lot of unnecessary stress. So the next big tip that I have is using your academic resources on campus. So office hours are going to be your best friend. I know professors may seem unapproachable, and you know, it may seem like they're these like far away people that you just can't really approach, but a lot of them are required to have office hours, which is just time set in the week for students to just come into their office and get help, tutoring, ask any questions about the class. This is definitely crucial if you want to maintain a high GPA. So classes that I didn't go to, you know, office hours because either I was being lazy or I kept putting it off, you know, I realized that I was like maybe slacking or like a little behind in the class, not really understanding the material. And I swear the minute I would go to office hours, then suddenly I would understand it. And I'm like, why was this so hard? So it's really up to you to make the most of your resources, because in college, no one is going to tell you to go to these things. You just have to know to do it on your own, and, you know, just utilize everything that's around you. Other academic resources that I love: tutoring, the writing center. So all those things, especially if I have a big paper or any kind of class, you know, even a lot of colleges will even pay you to be a tutor. So that's another side hustle that you can have, a quick way to make money, which I'll get more into like how to make money on campus. But yeah, in general, just really use the resources. You know, if you have a big essay coming up and you know you're not a good writer, use the writing lab. If you know you're not really good at math, go to that tutoring. It really is gonna like set you apart from like either having a lower GPA or a higher GPA. So for this tip, I really want you to open your ears and really listen to this one. You do not have to buy textbooks in college. I feel like it's really marketed to college students that you have to spend $400 or $500 on books that you're gonna use for a couple of months and never look at them again. You know, I learned my lesson after freshman, sophomore year that you really don't need to. The first thing I would recommend is going online and trying to see if there are free PDF textbooks of that. So actually in my last video, I even gave a link for this website, but it's called Library Genesis. So you would go here and a lot of textbooks are listed. Obviously this is different for every major. So I'm a political science and Africana studies major, so I feel like a lot of my books might be online because they were published or things like that. But you know, classes that do have like the codes, or that, you know, you need very specific material, those are typically like your bio classes, your chem classes. There might not always be a textbook online because you have to buy it, but I would still recommend just looking it up. Like it really doesn't hurt, and it could save you hundreds of dollars. Like I have not bought a textbook in 2 years. I've literally went online and downloaded PDF versions, and they got me through the class just fine. And when I'm done, I can delete the file and just move on with my life. So if you can, please don't buy textbooks unless you know it's absolutely certain that you can't find this book anywhere else. And yeah, that's a really great tip. That's a good way to save money. So another tip that I feel like a lot of college students come in not knowing is that you don't have to declare your major right away. I personally recommend just doing a little shopping, like shopping for classes the first 2 weeks. So what that means is that typically before the ad drop deadline, you know, classes are typically changing a lot because people are in and out trying to see like, do I like this class? Do I not? Can I see myself majoring in this? Can I not? You know, I feel like it's really important to use the first 2 weeks of, you know, the semester to really just feel out like what you're actually interested in. You know, if there's a class that like, you're like, this sounds interesting, but I'm not really sure if I can handle the workload, or if, you know, if this will be interesting to me, then just take the class, you know, especially as a freshman, or even if you're not a freshman. This is still something I do even as, you know, I'm about to be a senior. Before I really commit to a class, I need to make sure that I can like actually enjoy it, because that is another way that you can get a higher GPA, is enjoying your classes. Obviously some classes you have to take because, you know, maybe you're going in knowing that you're going into pre-med, so you can't waste any time. But if you can, really definitely just shop around and just see like what you're interested in before declaring. In my school, we have till the end of our sophomore year, so that's a full 2 years to declare your major. I didn't declare my first major until the end of freshman year, and the second one till the end of sophomore year. So it really, like, take your time. At the end of the day, this is your money, this is your time, so you have to make sure that it's really worth it at the end. Okay, I think the last tip for academic, which pretty much also goes into your entire well-being, is taking care of your mental health. And I know I'm not one to talk because in college I've really just sometimes driven myself to like almost a breaking point where it's like, you know, I'm staying up till 5 a.m. every day studying, writing papers, you know, just literally overworking myself, sleeping for 2 hours. Like, it's really not healthy. And you know, it took me like really breaking down some final seasons to realize like this isn't it. Like this doesn't have to be the way. So if you can, please use the resources on campus. If you have a university counseling center, if you have like, you know, conflict resources that they help with, you know, do that. If you need to take a day off, like sometimes it's okay to miss class for one day. I know you've been told that you have to go to class every day, but sometimes even if you don't have a cold, even if you're not sick, you can literally just stay home, take care of your mental health, and be refreshed for the next day. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna get a high GPA having breakdowns and crying. Your best work is gonna come from you being the best version of yourself. So I'm definitely gonna be taking my own tips in this video as well these next 2 semesters. But definitely take care of your mental health, take a break, hang out with your friends, go to a party, you know, definitely have a nice balance. But we're not doing parties during COVID. Okay, so now we're going to talk about ways to make money in college. College is already expensive as it is, so anytime that you can save money, make money, reduce your bill, get you a paycheck, definitely make sure you're doing it. So throughout my time in college, I've actually had 3 jobs. So my first one was a work study job in the chemistry office. I'm not a chemistry student, but you know, I had work study, so I figured I might just apply, and I actually got it. And literally this job, like, I was able to do my homework and still get paid, you know, because it was an office, it wasn't a busy building. I just basically sat behind a desk, and anytime someone needed help, I would help them, and I could finish my work, I could study. So it was a great way to like do both. So if you do qualify for work study, definitely use it because it's an easy way to still be able to do your homework and make money. So another job that I applied for was a tour guide job, and this is definitely one of the more competitive jobs on campus. So I would definitely, like, if you are interested in it, I would say just go for it and see where it goes. But being a tour guide, you know, I'm able to make money. You can also set your own hours, you can pick the days, so I feel like that's really useful for me. Someone who has 2 majors and who's also an RA, I feel like I needed a job that, you know, could be a little flexible. And then also, like I said, I'm an RA, so as an RA I get free room and board, I have my own bathroom, I also eat on campus for free. So it's a really good job. Like, it really took my bill down a lot, and even though it's really competitive and it is a hard job to get, I really would recommend applying. And I actually decided my sophomore year to live off campus because I knew I wanted to be an RA like my last 2 years, but I still wanted that experience of living with my friends. So it's okay if you do want to take, you know, a year off before you do that, because I feel like at the end of the day, college is still an experience. But if you know, like, I want to do this job, I need to save money now, then I really would recommend applying as soon as you can. And also apply for scholarships. So I'm a political science student. There was a scholarship on my campus that was marketed towards basically shaping women to become political leaders, or, you know, in the international relations field. So this scholarship is great because they give you money throughout the year and in the summertime. So in the summertime they pair you up with an internship that's paid, and it actually pays really well. And then on top of that, you're getting to network with, you know, ambassadors, US representatives, like all these amazing people, top officials in, you know, government or international relations. And yeah, it's a really great internship / scholarship, and it was a great way for me to save money and to really dock down my bill a little bit. So one thing I'll say about money in general, if I could summarize everything about money in college, is that it's everywhere. You know, whether you need to get a job in the dining hall or in the library or in an office or a tour guide or an RA, like, there's just so many ways to make money and to save, and there are really a lot of ways to just dock down your bill. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to go out and look for them, but they are there. Okay, so now I want to talk about the social side of college, because even though you're there for school, you are going to meet people from all over. You're going to meet people with different personalities, different upbringings, and that can be hard for some people to navigate around because maybe they grew up around a certain type of group or a certain type of of, you know, lifestyle, so coming to school can be like a big culture shock for them. So my main tip here is to understand that everyone has a different upbringing from you. So just because you have one set of beliefs and just because you've done something one way your entire life doesn't mean that someone else will. So in college, you're gonna make a lot of friends, but you're also gonna lose a lot of friends. You're gonna meet people and think, you know, how are they like that? How is this okay? And then you're gonna meet people who are gonna be in your wedding one day. So it's really okay if everyone doesn't end up being your bestie, even if your roommate doesn't end up being your bestie. I feel like for roommates, it's usually like either you're really close, or maybe like it's a little moderate, or you hate each other. Like I feel like there's not a lot of in between there. So it's really okay. I just feel like it's really important to like take the lessons that you learn from everyone, learn how to navigate around different people, because you are going to meet a lot of different personalities. And honestly, college really does prepare you for the real world, because, you know, when you do get a job, or you know, one day when you graduate and you have a career, you are going to be working around different kind of people. So I feel like college is that kind of first experience or first exposure to that. So it's okay if you're not buddy with everyone. I feel like obviously just respect everyone that you come across, but also realize that it's okay to like not vibe with certain people. And I actually feel like this goes into my next point, which is dating in college. So of course you're going to be around a lot of people, and you may meet a significant other, or you may not. That's also okay. But I feel like the most important thing that I've learned, or you know, just in general being in college, is that, you know, you should always set your expectations and your boundaries from the very beginning. It was actually the same kind of tip that I gave for the whole roommate situation. I feel like you should always set what your expectations are, and of course always advocate for yourself. Always like, don't be afraid, like if you are uncomfortable with something, to, you know, let it be known. I feel like just in general, like dating in college is definitely one of those tricky things, because you're in school and you're around these people all the time, so it may be different from like dating in the outside world. But yeah, I just think it's really important to set your boundaries, set your expectations, and just, you know, it's okay if you just want to be friends with someone. It doesn't always have to happen. And yeah, so my next tip is for you to try everything in college, and I mean everything. So if it's a club that sounds really weird, or it's like a friend group that you're not sure if you could vibe with, I feel like it's really important to just go out and just do it. So I'm gonna give you a little story time. So last semester I went to a basketball game for the first time, like in my entire 3-year college career for some reason, with my RA staff members, and I just randomly entered my name in a raffle that they were having to give away a flat screen TV. And you know, I was like, you know, what's there to lose? Like, I'm probably not gonna win, but you know, it's just a raffle ticket. So I literally put my name in it, and halftime comes and they're announcing like the winner of the TV, and they called my name, and I'm like, it didn't register with me for a second that it was my name, until my staff members are like, oh my god, that's you. And I'm like, oh my god, that's me. So I literally ran and got my TV. But in my first basketball game ever in my college career, I won a flat screen TV. So I feel like that literally shows how just trying something and doing something out of your comfort zone can literally lead to something positive, whether it's a new friend, it's, you know, a new experience, or it's a flat screen TV. So definitely try everything. Try new clubs, join them, put your name down on them, sign up for their emails. Even if you realize that it's not for you, at least you tried, and that you can say that you had a good experience or a fulfilling college experience before it ends. I feel like another point that is actually really central to being in college, but a lot of people kind of like neglect, is peer pressure in college. So when you go to college, there is definitely going to be a new world there. Like, there is a heavy drug culture in college. There is like going to be, you know, things everywhere that you've never seen before, and I feel like it's really important to just know that you do not have to do that. I feel like when you're coming in as a freshman, or just coming in as a new student in general, you feel the need to just do what everyone around you is doing. But if you're someone who doesn't like to party, you don't have to party. Like, there are other ways to have fun in college, whether it's finding your own group, whether it's doing stuff on campus at night. I know something I did a lot in my freshman year was riding bikes with my friends around campus, because we had like this bike share program where it was basically like city bikes, and we would just ride around campus, or we would take walks together, or we would have movie nights, we'd have dinner nights. Like, there are a lot of ways to enjoy yourself, and I feel like there is like a heavy drug culture in college that people might feel the pressure to join, and you really don't have to. Like, really do what's comfortable for you. I think the thing about college that is unique from other experiences is that you really do get to shape it yourself, and you do get to put yourself around people that you want to be around, activities that you want to do. Like, it's really up to you. So definitely don't feel the need to just fit in and do the stereotypical college things. I think the last point I want to make in this video, to wrap everything up, is to not take any experiences in college for granted. So whether they're good or bad, I feel like you literally learn so much. Like, being here for 3 years, I'm about to go into my last year, I realized that like there's just so much that I learned. I've grown so much. Like I'm a completely different person now. I feel like my mind is more open. Like I'm much more just aware of the world, and I really realized that I was in a bubble before. You know, I'm from New York City and I thought that I was like aware of everything in the world, but going to college really made me realize that there's so much more out there in the world. There's so many amazing people out there. There's just so many amazing opportunities. And yeah, in general, like whether it was a bad experience too, just take it as a learning experience. There are some things that are going to happen in college that you're just like, I hate it here. But you definitely just need to make sure that you're trying to learn from those experiences. You may get an F on a paper, for example, and you know, you may think it's the end of the world, but there are ways to get your grade up, whether you go to tutoring or you ask a professor, or there's just a lot of ways to like shape bad experiences in college and just try to like learn from them. And I can definitely say that the bad experiences that I've had made me a better person today. It's made me stronger. It's made me more aware of the world and just like more aware of my own self. And I know it's a weird time to be even moving into college or starting college right now because, you know, obviously there's just a virus going on, and you know, it's going to be a lot of social distancing and you might not be able to hang out with as many people as maybe you intended. But I feel like it's just really important to just make the best of your experience, take everything in, because these 4 years will fly by. I'm about to graduate and I feel like I have not done enough yet. So yeah, I just hope that, you know, wherever you are going to college, you are comfortable there and you are putting yourself out there and you really are just making the best of your experience. So I think that is it for this video. I really hope that this was useful for you. If you are starting college right now, you're a freshman or you're not a freshman and you're starting again, whatever it is, I hope that wherever you go, you make the best of it and you're safe and you're just really doing well. And I really hope that I can make more videos throughout my time in college, throughout my last year, to just really educate everyone and really give people like a full lens into my college experience. So I post every Sunday at 3 p.m. I really hope that everyone is staying safe, taking care of their mental health, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.